Team Jackson, what's happening? So the other day, I saw a photo going around and I reposted it. It was of a woman's car and it had window paint on it saying, "I do, I did, I'm done. Boy, bye." Smiley face. Now in the caption, I put hashtag congrats and popping bottles and stuff because that's my feelings about it. Anytime somebody come to me and they say that they got a divorce, unless there was a reason for it, I tell them congratulations. Now in the comments, a lot of people had a problem with that, which is fine. But they were saying stuff like, divorce ain't nothing to be happy about. Divorce ain't nothing to be celebrated. And I disagree. And I'm gonna tell you why. It's not because I don't believe in fighting for a marriage or a relationship or throwing in the towel the moment things got hard. Like, I actually believe in the exact opposite. But I also believe that if a marriage doesn't consist of two people who are committed to making that marriage healthy, if it's currently not in that phase, it needs to cease to exist. And 9 times out of 10, that's the situation whenever you get a divorce. And if you ever been in that situation where you are trying to make something work that's a lost cause, it's a living hell. So to make it through that, for that to be done with, I think it's something to feel good about. Not only that, consider the alternative. When you're in the circumstances that lead to a divorce, the only alternative to a divorce is forcing it, where you just say, you know what, I'm gonna keep on kicking this dead horse until my foot fall off, or just simply existing in that marriage, knowing it's not going to get any better, but saying, damn it, I'm just going to tolerate it. I'm going to settle for it because I want my friends and my family to not look down on me or frown at me or whatever. Matter of fact, true story, just last weekend, I was in LA. Some of y'all may know I'm on tour. Matter of fact, I'm coming to Detroit next week. I'll put the link down in the caption if y'all want to check it out. But after the event, after I spoke, a woman pulled me aside because she didn't want to say this in front of everybody. And she asked me what she should do in her situation where she's been married for 6 years, I think it was. But for the last 2 or 3, her husband has been verbally abusive and other things that he's done to basically mistreat her. Now, she's tried everything, counseling, talking to him, praying about it. Nothing has worked. And now she's identified that being with him was a complete mistake. The only problem is her church family, which she's very close to, would look down on her and would frown at her and treat her like an outcast should she go get a divorce. And this is what I told her. Now, I don't never try to tell nobody what to believe, and I ain't trying to offend nobody now. But I told her, look, man, that whole mindset of a divorce is wrong, no matter what the circumstances are, it leaves little tolerance for us to be humans, because as humans, we're flawed. We make mistakes. And sometimes that mistake is the judgment call that a person is ready for marriage, or that you're ready for marriage, or the two of y'all are right together for each other in a marriage. And there's no mistake that you should ever be able to make that should obligate you to keep making that mistake for the rest of your life, over and over again, being with somebody, even after identifying it's not going to get better. It was not the right decision. As a matter of fact, because I know a lot of y'all probably thinking, well, you should have never got married in the first place. It shouldn't have doesn't do anything for you when you're in the middle of a situation. But think of it like this. Let's say you're on your way. You go on a trip, right? You're driving in a car, and you're on the way to what you think is happily ever after island. But halfway through the trip, you realize that you're actually headed towards a cliff. And at that moment, whenever you realize that, the steering wheel locks. You don't have control over it, not by yourself, which is what a marriage and a relationship is. You don't have full control over it, no matter how much you want to believe otherwise. Now, in that situation, what are you going to do? You just going to stay in the car and go off the cliff because you should have never gotten the car in the first place? You should have known that the car wasn't going to work and it was at some point going to stiffen up on you. You should have known that. Or are you going to try to press the brakes or jump out some way to save yourself since the situation is not going to get better? I would hope the latter, But think of it like this. Even more so, bring it home, man. Imagine it's your family member or your friend that was in that situation. Car was going off a cliff, they jumped out and they made it. Would you come up to them talking about, oh, you should have fought a little harder? People get in these cars that don't work and they just give up these days. You should have never gotten the car if you wasn't going to finish out the ride, no matter how it ended. Or are you going to be happy that they made it out alive? They got a whole nother opportunity to get in another car, to still get the happily ever after island, just to be alive, period. I would think you would be happy that they would be alive, even though you're not very happy at the fact that they had to do what they did to stay alive. And that's the same way that I feel. I'm never congratulating nobody or happy that, they was in a situation that called for a divorce. But if you made it through that painful situation and you good now, you're wiser now, not only do I congratulate you, I'm proud of you. So y'all let me know what you think in the comments, man. I'll let y'all later. Peace.